I think Konami is doing like Capcom did with Resident Evil franchise, remaking the fan favorite games, and Capcom has got pretty much success with this treatment. So today we are going to discuss that how Bloober has remake Silent Hill 2, and does it will be par with the Resident Evil remakes, and does it going to be a successful remake? Let's start. First of all, we should start with the visuals of the game, as remake always have better visuals. This is the purpose the game is remake. So Bloober has done terrific with this area because the visuals are really good, the environment is really good, the buildings, the atmosphere, everything looks polished. I think if you resemble this one with a game, it will be closely resemble with Alan Wake 2 graphics, because Alan Wake 2 was also one of the finest graphics games of the year. So this game is also like that. However, it is not technical like Resident Evil, but still it looks pretty awesome. The cutscenes of the game are very well designed. The voice acting is brilliant. That continues the dark tone of the game very well. And if it's a remake, the graphics is good, then can we consider it a good game? No, there are other elements that are important. So let's discuss those one by one. First of all, the music of the game. The sound of the game is also good. It syncs the dark environment pretty well, giving you an immersive horror experience. There are surings of the environment that goes away after some time. That is pre-planned. So sound-wise, the game is brilliant. It portrays the horror experience pretty well. After that, we should dive into the gameplay of the game, and what has changed when Bloober has remake the game. So as it's a horror game, it has done pretty well in horror games gameplay, because it has pretty well balanced the exploration and puzzles, making you entertained in the 14 hours of playtime, as the whole game playtime is 14 hours. So the puzzles and exploration is pretty well balanced, which will be enough to keep you entertained, and puzzles are really challenging, so you have to turn your head around the puzzles. And as it's a horror game, puzzles is very important, so Bloober has done well here. After that, what's the performance of the game? If the visuals are good, then there are things that can miss in the performance wise, because Alan Wake also miss in performance wise. It needs a lot of optimization, it needs a lot of big graphics cards. So the game is not like Alan Wake 2, because Bloober team has done phenomenal with the optimization of the game. There is no hiccups, no lag, no frame drop. Everything goes smoothly, and it doesn't require a high-end rig. It plays well with normal rigs, and I will also drop a benchmark of the game with my RX 6700 XT, so stay tuned for that. Now coming back to the game's horror elements, the game is filled with darkness. The game brightness is very much toned down, so the game looks very dark, and the flashlight helps you exploring the areas. So this combination gives you immersive horror experience as like other horror games. Now let's talk about the plot of the game. The plot of the game revolves around James Sunderland, which reached Silent Hill Town after receiving a letter from his wife that has been died due to an illness 3 years ago. That's strange, but that's an horror game, so it will be like that. After reaching the town, the protagonist faces a lot of strange peoples, or the protagonist is strange. I am not going to spoil these things. However, the protagonist will try their best to survive because there are monsters, other creatures hunting you. So the story is going to be epic. There is Maria, who portrays the dead wife of James Sunderland. There is Angela, and there are other characters. So if you play the game, you will know why the characters exist. The characters also has voice lines that are pretty well. Lastly, there is a con of the game, which is a big con of the game. This is the weakest part, which is the combat, because there is a lot of lack in the enemy variety. The combat mechanism is also clunky. It's not like Resident Evil. It feels very heavy, and the camera is also changed. So the camera angles and the clunky combat, that gives you somewhat out of sync combination. So that will be frustrating for you. However, if you prefer challenging puzzles with exploration, dark environment, which is exactly an horror game is made to be, then it's perfectly fine. There is no bad thing in that. So I suggest it's pretty well remake, and it's going to sell very well. It's going to be a successful game for Bluebird. However, it will not be like Resident Evil 4 remake. Resident Evil 4 is of another level. And my conclusion is, for me, it's 9 out of 10. The one missing score is due to the combat, but that's pretty fine. 9 out of 10 is a decent score, and I suggest you should definitely buy the game. Though it doesn't give you Resident Evil vibe, but it's still good. Thank you so much.